Yo, how's everyone doing? I'm the Shadow, and I thought for this video, I give my opinion on Doomfist and the current stuff with the game. I know it's probably not going to be that big because small channel obviously, and my one popular video I just deem as luck based because I really think it was luck that gave our video 202,000 views. So I think the first thing I'd like to say is I have 50 hours on Doomfist. I've never played Overwatch 1, so I have no idea about Doomfist in Overwatch 1. The only thing I can go off of is gameplay, and that's it. I can only go off gameplay based. I can't go into my experience with Overwatch 1 Doomfist because I don't have that experience with Overwatch 1 Doomfist. And I think my second thing is the highest rank I ever got with Doomfist was Diamond 2, and that's it because I kind of didn't want to push for Masters because I kind of just got fed up with Overwatch. And I think with that, I think I'll get into the video. So I think I'd first of all like to say that I do enjoy Doomfist. This video is not me going to be going, oh, I used to enjoy Doomfist, but I don't like playing him anymore. No, I still enjoy playing Doomfist. I still like playing him. He's still my main, he's still my boy. But with how the game's going, it's just becoming really shit, to put it bluntly, to play Doomfist. So let me get into that. The first thing is the balancing around this game. Like, it just feels like so many characters shut him down, and it's not even remotely enjoyable. Like Orisa, Cassidy, May, Anna, Zen, like basically nearly every single character in this game counters Doom. And I know I'll probably hear something like, oh well, yeah, you get countered a lot, but you can work around it. It's like, yeah, that's true. But when it's like nearly every single game, I feel like I get countered by over and over and over and over and over again. It just becomes annoying, and it just makes me not want to play. Because I want to come on, enjoy the character I want to play. I'm not even talking in competitive, I'm talking purely from quick play. I want to enjoy this character in quick play, yet I feel like even there, I just get countered all the time. Like, Orisa now having 50% for the fortify instead of 40, that's just incredibly dumb. It's like, why? Cass's nade just is so fucking bad, especially when you consider that he's still a no skill character. I don't care what anyone says. Like, Cass does not have much to it. He's look, shoot, point, rotten. He's got all that, yeah, sure, has its bugs, but in its base form, it's still easy to use. Cass doesn't really have much going for him. So, that kind of explains that point. And then, like, basically, support's just going Zen, just slapping with me with Discord over and over again. It's just so annoying. Like if you've never played Doom or you never played tank, you don't know. Like, you just don't know that feeling of constantly just being here with Discord over and over again. And because the more it happens, the more you just get fed up with this character, and the more you're just like, please just delete yourself from the game. So I think that kind of just does do the whole thing regarding the balancing of this game. And another thing is kind of like how much Blizzard doesn't really care about Doomfist. And I know that's like kind of like a thing that most Doomfist mains say, like, oh, Blizzard doesn't care about Doom. But it kind of does feel true when, even when there's like nothing being changed about Doomfist, he still somehow, in some shape or form, gets broken. Like the fucking bug where his block just didn't absorb the damage or anything, and instead just went through and still counted as regular damage. That there were no changes to Doomfist in the slightest, and somehow that bug came through. It's like, how did that happen? How did a bug that changed, that literally had nothing to do with the block or anything, change him? How did you do this? And then it also just feels like that they really don't want to buff him because of people that will complain about Doom if he's good. Like remember, season 2, he got buffed. His buffs lasted for about a week and 2 days. The moment that happened, gone. Because according to them, they didn't want the entire, like, Christmas Day and that to have an overpowered Doomfist, which would be alright. But considering the fact that Hog was still the fucking meta back then, for that time, just didn't make sense. Then we also have Junker Queen. Her getting overbuffed. In my opinion, she did not need buffing in the slightest. She didn't need that. I played her before the boss and I thought she was good. And the buffs just fucking overdid her for no reason. That she's basically what Doom is, but better and without the mobility. She's got the survivability, she's got the damage. The only thing she doesn't have is the mobility. But even then, considering the fact that she can survive so much on her own, she doesn't need the mobility. They overbuffed Junker Queen. That you could basically just go, she's Doom but better. In my opinion, Junker Queen has the survivability that Doom needs, and then Hammond has the tankiness that Doom needs, and then Zarya, when she's fully maxed on her damage, has the damage that Doomfist needs. Because Doom doesn't have the damage to basically keep up. And I know it's like, oh well, good Dooms can. Yeah, remember, we're talking about like the 1% of Doomfist mains, like Zebra, Quake. They're like the only people that can do this. He doesn't have the tankiness of a tank, and doesn't have the survivability of a tank. He doesn't have either of these. You just have this DPS tank character that doesn't have the DPS but doesn't have the tank. It's this weird thing that Doom's in. So now here comes to a bit that I want to discuss. What are some buff ideas that I could probably give and maybe may not make him broken in the process? Here's one idea that I actually thought of, which I think I might have saw from like a custom match. I think, I'm not really 100% sure. And that's, what if they made block a toggle? Okay, well what they brought back uppercut, but they did like this. If you toggle the block, like if you toggle it, so you only press it, you do the uppercut. And if you hold it down, then you do the block. What this does is that it adds the DPS nature to Doom, which he should have. Because remember, you are talking about a character named Doomfist. He should have that like DPS nature in him. But it also allows Doom to create some more combos. Like, could you imagine like Doom slamming into your team, and then like he's like right in front of like one of your teammates? You gotta think then to yourself, do I shoot him in fear if he does the block? Or do I like, okay wait, I messed up. Do I shoot him in the fear if he does the uppercut and gains the extra health and does the damage to my teammate? Or does he block and then get his powered punch so he can get a more devastating punch to like annihilate my team? Like, you've got, it just adds this new layer to his gameplay. Another thing on what this actually does for Doomfist is that it makes his passive more usable, because the thing was, and the reason why it worked in Overwatch 1, because this is what I can say for, is because of the fact that he had 3 abilities to use his passive on: slam, uppercut, punch. So if you missed one, you had the other one. Overwatch 2 Doomfist only has 2. I know it's like, oh well, technically powered punch does this. Yeah, but you've got to charge that up, and if you don't charge that up, you technically just walked away with less than you should have walked out with. So it just adds this like layer that your passive makes sense again. And it depends on the Doomfist play. Do you want to play the short term or do you want to play long term? Short term being, do you want to uppercut and get the damage and extra health straight away? Or the long term, get the powered punch so you can try and get a more devastating punch later. It adds this new layer, like I said. Another buff I'd give is to make his ult bigger and add a 3rd ring, and this is how it goes. The center where he lands is an insta kill, straight up insta kill, like of course besides from tanks, but to squishies it's an insta kill no matter what. The 2nd ring does 100 to 50 damage depending on how close you are, and the slow is stronger because it just makes the most sense, right? You're closer to the meteorite, so you know you would be slower as the ground would be more, you know, broken. And the third ring will do 50 to 0 damage, and the slow will be much weaker. Because right now his ult is only useful to basically get out. It's not useful for trying to dive or to be full on aggressive. His ult is one of those ults where it's either you full on commit or you get out. It doesn't have this in between line of, oh, you can use it but you can also use it however you want. No, there's 2 ways. It's either get in, get out, or get out. Just those 2. That's really it. There are other ideas I have, but I think those 2 are like the main ones I want to do for Doomfist. And I wanna add this side story, because this has happened to one of my games today. When you come out, this might be the next day or in the future. But I had a game today. I wasn't playing Doomfist for this game. I was playing Ramatra. And what happened was there was an Orisa, Ashe, Hanzo, Zen, Mercy. There was just nothing I could do that whole game, because Orisa's new buffs just make her incredibly tanky, and Ashe just has the Mercy shoved up her ass, and there's just basically nothing I can do. No matter what push I do, no matter what character I play, there's nothing I can do to that. And it's like, even if I did like go someone like Doom, dive, try and kill the Ashe in the backline, I don't think that was even going to work, because with the Mercy just there constantly healing, there's not really much I can do against it. And the thing is about that, I complain because it's like, well, what am I meant to do? And the thing is about that, I'm the one that gets called bad. Or like, no, I said like delete Orisa. And it's like, oh no, delete Ramatra. It's like, Ramatra compared to Orisa is like significantly more bad. I know it's like the thing of like, oh, Ramatra's block makes him insanely tanky. At least like Ramatra's like, if you can somehow get him like out of a corner or something so you can shoot his back, he still dies. Orisa with Fortify, and she just cycles her abilities like constantly, going from like Javelin, spin, Fortify, Javelin, spin, Fortify, Javelin, spin, Fortify. If you constantly just cycle between these, she becomes fucking unkillable and there's nothing you can do. Like, at least with Ram, they balance this out by making his abilities insanely long. His shield takes like 12 seconds, his Nemesis bomb takes 8 seconds. and then Vortex takes 12 seconds. It's this weird thing, and it's like, I just hate it. But I honestly think with that, I'm done. Well, I think I'm done for this video. So yeah, I'll just leave you with the rest of this DMC Vive video. Sorry, I did run out of footage I could use. And if you do want me to if you do want more videos like this, like basically just voice my opinions on the game and characters, let me know, because I actually do want to do this again, especially for some characters like Mercy, Sombra, Reinhardt, Ramatra, Genji. I want to do this type of video for other characters. And hell, I could even probably do this for some games I've played, like DMC5, like I've seen here, Elden Ring, and maybe some others. So yeah, I think with that, I'll be going. Make sure to like, subscribe, and like basic human shit that most people tell you to do. And yeah, I'll see you in the morning or whenever I wake up.
Go to hell. It's over. Taking my time. We both spring from the same